I've been talking about 3-minute theory. In July, they joined the army of affiliates on the Choralosophy podcast, and I've been playing with 3-minute theory over the summer. And one of the selling points I noticed right away for this 3-minute theory membership is actually that I don't need all of it. And here's what I mean by that. It is so thorough that depending on the class, depending on the choir, depending on the grade level you're teaching, depending on whether or not it's your advanced class or your beginning class, et cetera, you're going to see stuff in there that you're like, well, my advanced kids don't need that. Great. To me, that's great. For example, I've got stuff in here that is going to teach an entire unit of my music appreciation class without me having to do any design of lessons at all. Like this could just be a intro to music literacy and intro to written music notation that could take a music appreciation class from zero to knowing what's going on over the course of several weeks. So I'm going to use it that way in my music appreciation class, all the way to a more advanced choir class that maybe we have a kid who, and this happens in our program too, we might have a kid who comes to us fresh off out of the non-choir world, but they're a really good singer and maybe they play other instruments, but they don't have a theory background. And maybe other kids in the class might not need this tool, but that kid does. And that's my way to get that kid caught up on stuff and or creating assignments for makeup work, et cetera. So with no further ado, I'm just going to share my screen here and take you on a tour of a couple things. All right, so here is that 3-minute theory. And if you're listening on the podcast only, then feel free to, this is just a great reminder to head over to YouTube occasionally for things that I'm doing that have more of a visual component. So you can see once you've got your membership and you are paid in, so to speak, as a 3-minute theory teacher, you've got this intro video, you've got a collection of Google Forms. And the way this looks is it will pull up a document that has the links loaded all the way in it. It's a PDF that has the links in it. For every single one of these units, I'm looking at Chapter 1, treble clef versus bass clef, all the way to Chapter 5, reading bass clef notes, down to Chapter 9, ledger lines, solfege review. And again, these are all really short little units, hence the title 3-minute theory. They're short little lessons with a quiz or an assessment that you can use along with it or not. That's up to you. And it takes you from just the beginning all the way to the more advanced concepts like whole steps and half steps. Brings you into a separate rhythm unit eventually, ties versus slurs, rests, dotted rhythms, eighth notes, all of those things. Musical symbols. Again, this is going to be like you can see if you're looking on the YouTube channel, you got all the national standards built in right here. The history of sound, we have a history unit. For those of you who are teaching music appreciation like I now am, it's my second year doing that. I'm just looking at this going, oh my God, like this is everything that I need.